I've been curating music for Beatport for the past year and a half, listening to thousands of tracks every week. And in that time, I've learned some pretty valuable life lessons that go way beyond the world of music. And today, I'm sharing 5 life-changing lessons that have shaped my career and my general approach to life. Let's go! If you're a DJ or if you know something about electronic dance music, you probably heard about Beatport, which is the largest online store for DJs. Think of Spotify or Apple Music and that kind of streaming platforms, but unlike on all of those consumer platforms, Beatport is made specifically for DJs. For example, on the Beatport you can download tracks, which is the way how DJs get their music ready to play in their DJ sets. You can see all the useful information such as tracks key and tempo, and most importantly, all the vast catalog of music is neatly organized by 32 music genres. And I'm currently curating 4 of those genre pages. So as a curator, every week I listen to thousands of tracks and select the best tracks to feature on each genre page. For example, there is a banner section, a new release section, stuff picks section, and every week I listen to thousands of tracks, handpicking the best releases to feature in all those placements. But what I realized is that this role isn't just about music. These lessons apply to life in general, and so today I'm sharing 5 key insights with you. So the first lesson is that everything is a curation, and that we have to be mindful of our choices. You see, in curation, every yes to a track is a no to 100 of others that could have made the cut. And I think this mirrors life, where every decision we make excludes other possibilities. I realized that it's so important to be mindful of what I'm saying yes to, because it shapes what I end up saying no to. I like the idea of saying no by default from the book titled Rework, which I made a video about last week, because it protects precious slots for the things that we should be really saying yes to. And so the key takeaway is to be intentional with my decisions and sort of approach life in a similar way like I'm curating music. The second lesson is this: don't judge by the cover. Oftentimes I discover amazing music from completely unknown artists, while big names occasionally deliver tracks that don't really live up to their hype. And this has taught me not to judge anything or anyone by surface appearances. People and opportunities often surprise you if you take the time to dig deeper. Sometimes when I listen to music, I try not to look at the artist name or a label name just to avoid any potential biases that I might have, and I'm trying to apply the same approach beyond music. I think this is especially important on the internet, where a lot of things are judged visually. For example, cover artwork for music or thumbnails for YouTube videos. To be fair, I think there is some correlation between high quality cover and good content, because generally it shows that a person made some efforts, but that's definitely not a rule, and there are plenty of examples showing otherwise. So the key takeaway for me is to be open-minded and always evaluate anything based on substance, not reputations or first impression. The third lesson is this time is short, and we have to learn how to capture attention quickly. When I'm curating music, I often decide whether a track is worth exploring within just 2 seconds, which is on the one hand is pretty incredible how a person can sort of train their gut instinct to identify quality production within such a short period of time, but on the other hand, I think it speaks of how short our attention span is these days. I think the general pace of life is pretty fast nowadays, and attention is probably the new currency. I think of people who spend 4 or 5 hours a day scrolling social media, especially short-form content, which definitely shapes the way people perceive any content or interaction. With that in mind, I'm trying to apply this to my videos, cutting out all the fluff and sort of packing and condensing information as much as I can, otherwise I know people wouldn't watch because of this short attention span. And I guess the key takeaway for me as a creator is to try to make an impact early, because people's time and attention are luxury these days. The fourth lesson is to balance uniqueness and market demand. I think this is something challenging for all creative people, because everyone wants to be unique, but the truth is that people who make something too unique, they struggle the most. I think of uniqueness as a spectrum, where on the one end is complete copy-paste, no original ideas here, whereas on the other end is something entirely different, probably too different, and you don't want to be in either of these hands. The way to go is to make something in the middle. The truth is, DJs don't want too unique music. They want something that they could play alongside other existing tracks from their music collection. And I think it's true for other markets and businesses, or even life in general. To stand out, you need to tap into what people are looking for, otherwise you can be far too ahead of the curve. So the key takeaway is to don't reinvent the wheel. Find a balance between being different but staying relevant. And the last life lesson is to embrace rejection and stay intrinsically motivated. And what do I mean by that? Well, in Curation, I reject far more tracks than I accept. Unfortunately, that's just the truth. And I think of music producers who maybe spend a couple of months in a studio working on a new track and that track didn't make the cut, and it's tough. As a DJ, music producer and content creator myself, I know this feeling very well. But importantly, it taught me that you need to have a strong why for doing something, an intrinsic reason that keeps you going regardless of the external validation. And I think this is especially true in all the platforms that show in numbers in your face that you maybe have 5 plays or maybe have 10 followers, and all those things are nothing else but external validation, which is pretty hard to deal with unless you have your strong sense of why you're doing the thing and you have your intrinsic motivation. And speaking of intrinsic motivation, you might be curious about why I'm sharing these insights. To find out, watch this video where I explain the reasons why I started this channel and what drives me to keep creating. Well, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.